Yo, 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 welcome to Antoine Live Entertainment. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this video about the dumb shit that came out of Steve Harvey's mouth. I love Steve Harvey. We all love Steve Harvey. That's Uncle Steve, but you're getting old, bro. I don't think he realizes. Let's just listen to it. Let's listen to what he said and then I'll talk my shit as I do.
These dudes kill me. That's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what does she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job.
Let me stop you right there. No, it's not. First of all, men can demand that a woman bring something to the table. We're humans. It's not a man's job to take care of a woman. Okay, it's a man and a woman's job to take care of each other, and if they do have children, it's their job to work together, okay, to make a concerted effort to take care of the children in the household. Why can't a man expect a woman to bring anything to the table? I don't think Steve Harvey realizes that it's this patriarchal, archaic, chauvinistic bullshit that has heterosexual relationships so fucked up. This is why you have women out here who are junky as hell, dirty. They don't have a nurturing bone in their body, but they aren't expected to do shit, so they don't do shit in a relationship. You got a man doing every goddamn thing. This is why men bully women with money. This is why men trap women with money and sustenance. And I'm not saying all men do this, but with the way that society is set up, women are little princesses who don't have to do shit for anything. The man has to work. The man has to make the money. The woman has to take care of the home. And half these women don't know how to take care of shit. But they're let off the hook because society has painted a picture of women being perfect princesses and men being emotionally void workhorses. And we don't understand that. Why can't a man expect a woman to bring something to the table? I don't understand that. We'll work as a society. I see us progressing out of this, but I don't think Steve realizes that men being expected to work materially to gain the material foundation, that you can only do one or the other. Okay, men aren't taught to express their emotional needs. They aren't taught to express emotions communicatively. We're not taught to express our emotions. We're not taught to relate to a woman's emotions. So as soon as, men, as soon as we get into a heterosexual relationship and we have to connect and we have to be emotionally intelligent and we have to take a woman's emotions, we can't. And then we're called narcissistic. We're called toxic, which honestly, men are raised to be narcissistic. We raise men for most of their childhood and teenage life. We raise them to get the dollar, to get the girl, to take care of her. We don't raise him to cry, to let out his emotions, to learn his emotions. So now he's with a woman who has been taught all her life to feel, to be vulnerable, to be feminine. And that's a whole thing too, femininity, toxic femininity standards, okay? A woman has been taught to do nothing but relate to her emotions. So now, when women grow up and men grow up and they get into a relationship, there's this huge imbalance because men have been taught this shit. So now, men cannot cry. And now, when men do cry and show emotions, now to the woman, he's gay, he's gay, he's gay. I've seen it. I have heard it. I've had men come to me heartbroken. A woman has been crying for your emotions, begging you to show your feelings, because that's all women want anyway. Okay, women, there's so many issues with this. Women, people, we all need our emotions taken. We need our emotions handled. We need nurture. We need love. But that doesn't happen in heterosexual relationships because when a woman, okay, women have been taught, they've been taught to be attracted to emotionally austere, emotionally negligent men. Men stuff their emotions. So now in a relationship, a woman is begging for his emotions, but then as soon as she gets them, that's foreign to her. So now he's gay because you don't know what feminine energy in a man looks like because this. because we perpetuate this. We tell men that they can't expect anything of a woman. We tell men, okay, that they cannot demand anything of a woman. And I was just having this conversation with one of my homeboys. He was explaining a situation in which the woman, she wouldn't really take responsibility for her actions. He kept moving himself around the situation to try to alleviate it, but he couldn't. He was like, there's nothing else to do. I said, did you demand something of her? Did you tell her how she's bullshit, how she's immature? Did you tell her how you're not gonna take it anymore? Did you tell her how she needs to be responsible? Did you tell her what you need, what you want? No, because men are not programmed to do that, because they're programmed to do this.
But what happens to when the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve?
Well, they need to what? Okay, if you don't, how that's working? You know, how that's working? Who don't need no man?
I'm independent. I can do
These dudes kill me. That's what's wrong with
do for myself.
Yeah, but what do you want to? Yeah, okay, you can drop a transmission. You can sandblast your house. But hell, do you want to?
No.
If somebody could get out there and drop this transmission for you and sandblast your house, why don't you go get your nails done? I'm not trying to reduce a woman to nothing else. Be all you can be. But damn, who don't need a man? That's a lie.
First of all, Steve, are you dropping transmissions and sandblasting the house? Are you doing that? I guarantee you ain't doing that. So you see what we associate manhood with. You see what we associate. You see how we position the role of a man in a relationship. You see how Steve isn't even discussing a man's emotions, how a man should be taken care of, because humans have emotions and humans need to be taken care of. Sandblasting the house and dropping the transmission. Steve, with all the money you got, you ain't doing that shit. You ain't dropping what kind of car? He got expensive cars. You're not doing that, but you're still a man in your relationship. So why is that even the focus? Why can't a woman drop a transmission and sandblast the house? There are some women, and then there are some women who like to do that shit. There are some women who like to do it. We forget that some of these jobs have passions associated with them. Some people like sandblasting houses. Some people like getting up under the car and getting your fingers. I'm gay. I'm a pretty boy. I'm just a girl. Shit. Let a woman want to sandblast the house and do the transmission if I like women. Girl, go ahead. Go ahead, baby. I'm not stopping you, but it's this archaic mindset that has heterosexual relationships in atrophy. This is what's ruining heterosexual, because we talk about a man sandblasting the house and dropping the goddamn transmission. You can pay people for that. You can pay people for that, and a woman can do that too if she wants to do it. It's all about what needs to get taken care of. Do we really think deeply about why we've assigned roles in a relationship and how fucked up it's made the world? Why the man got to sandblast you? All this men work, baby. This is demonic. I love Steve, but this is demonic. Somebody got to break his mind. Somebody got to break his mind. Do you see where we put women, how we position women? Are little princesses who don't have to do shit. And I see how that affects them, because women have minds, they have goals, they have ambitions. Women want to do things on their own too. And half the time you hear a woman crying about what she can't do because men don't want her to do it, okay? Because she can't break through the world of men, because men run everything. It's such a oh God, I see the road to balance as it pertains to men and women in heterosexual relationships is long. It's gonna be a journey, especially when we got niggas out here talking shit like this. Because Steve Harvey, it's real easy for you to say too, with the amount of money that you make, with the generation you come from. Do we factor in the economy? Do we factor in the fact that if strippers could go drop ones on their college tuition back in 1992? College is $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year now. Women use their words and the ability to speak fast, to talk fast, to draw up ideas quickly. That's emotional intelligence. A lot of women use that to keep a man down so that they have sustenance. There's so many issues tied to this mentality right here. You have toxic feminists, toxic femininity, out here bullying men, and I see it in my world. And then you have men bullying women with sustenance. You have men bullying women with a house, a car, money, jewelry, because and it's bullying, but half of the reason is because that's what they're taught to do for women. They're taught that, okay, a woman wants to be taken care of. But men don't have any room to think about how they need to be taken care of. Men don't have a chance to say, hey, I need this. I want that. Can you do that? I'm hurt when you do. A man can't listen to how foreign it is for a man to talk about his feelings in a relationship. And it's not about mushy shit. It's not about, I'm going to be a simp. I'm going to be a beta man. No, it's about being human. We live off of our feelings, okay? Feelings, you have thoughts that drive feelings, and then feelings drive actions. We're all acting on our emotions. Emotions are our catalyst. Emotions drive us. It's systematic. A man needs to be able to express his triggers. And a lot of these men these days need to be able to express when they don't know how to communicate, because we don't teach men how to communicate. A part of communication, a part of verbal communication is emotional intelligence. A huge part of emotional intelligence is having the room and the space to feel your feelings. And especially men, Steve Harvey's age, they don't have the space to do that. And now he thinks that he doesn't deserve it, that men don't need it. And now he thinks that he's perpetuating the idea that men are meant to take care of women. No. Blah. Blah. No. That's not how it works. Humans need to take care of each other. And we're causing such a cesspool of toxic femininity and toxic masculinity. But I see how we do that to ourselves because, and I keep saying it, I keep reiterating it, we don't give men the space to feel. We don't give men the space to want or demand or to need something in a relationship when every man does. You notice men and women in relationships, especially back in the day, when relationships are 20 or 30 years in, the women have friends, the women have a social life. You see how men recede and atrophy in relationships? Men ain't got no friends. Men are just there to work. A man's social life in a relationship, a man's emotional health in a relationship, a man's mental health in a relationship is never considered. And it's because of shit like this. We need to stop this. This needs to go away forever, for good. And I know this with me, with my, being a gay nigga, I'm comfortable with my masculine and my feminine energy. And I tell men they need to be, you know how many men I talk to who have been, and in my world, I have a lot of vulnerable men, a lot of good-hearted men that don't cheat. It's the women. I was sexually harassed and fired by a woman. My dad was molested by his foster mother, okay? And I was given a certain perspective to be able to bring humanity into the future as it pertains to mindsets like this, because I see it. I see men being bullied by women all the time. My dad has been bullied by almost every woman he's been with. And I've seen it. It's insidious. And I'm not saying that all women do it, but men have no protection against it because they're the man and the woman is, no, women are not afraid of men. I see it when I get into it with women. When I have conflict with women, you're not afraid of me. I've had women jump on me physically because they can't handle my mouth. That's how I get women. Baby, I'll talk circles around a bitch, period. And I do it on purpose because women use that as a power, but they use it as a power because of this. Men use money as a power. And then it's so twofold, it's threefold. Women have been taught to allow men to use that as power because women have not been taught to work for themselves. Women weren't written into the Constitution as humans, as human entities until 1920. Up until 1970, 1980, women needed their husband's approval to get car loans, to get house loans, to get department store credit cards. It wasn't until the 80s that women started having equal pay. So a part of the shit that Steve Harvey is talking is part of the reason that we need women's liberation movements. It's part of the reason that we have toxic feminists today, thinking that a man has to take care of everything. That is fucked up everything, because that's how men are raised. Men look into society and they see, and then what doesn't help is the fact that women perpetuate this too. You need to buy me a ring that's worth 3 months of your salary, okay? You gotta take care of this, you gotta take care of that. When she don't know how to do shit, when she's dirty as hell, when she's junky, when she don't have a nurturing bone in her body, there are some women that are worse than men when it comes to emotional connectivity and emotional intelligence. You got some junky ass women out there. You have women that don't know how to live. You have women that don't even know how to foster a household. But women don't have to grow up because they're taught that men are supposed to take care of them. Men cannot get in touch with their emotions. Men cannot express things that they want. Men cannot express a need for nurture, a need for care, because they're taught to be workhorses. So I don't know if Steve Harvey realizes that this is the patriarchal, archaic, chauvinistic bullshit that has fucked up society. And I don't think he understands that as a society, we are progressing out of that. I saw Erykah Badu talk about how men this generation want to be chased. And we think men are so soft these days, and I kind of understand that. We gonna comment on that too. But at the end of the day, how long has it been perpetuated in society that the man has to chase the woman? Women don't have to do shit for a man. And I talk to real women. I have a lot of, I don't like women. Okay, I'm gay, just to let y'all know. So I'm speaking on this from a very different perspective, which I think is good. I'm detached because I don't deal in the heterosexual world, which allows me an aerial objective view of heterosexual dealings. And I see why this has caused so many issues. I saw a man post online, taking care of the home is not a job. It's important, but it's not a job. I said, see, this bullshit. You don't even think taking care of home. How would you be able to go to work without a clean house, without food on the table, without home being taken care of? And then you get paid to go to your job. That's a job you chose to do, okay? A woman, see, look at me, a woman, the homemaker. I'm conditioned. The fuck? Whoever is taking care of the home, that is a job. It's not a job that you're paid for, because the pay is the result. But it's a job nonetheless. And now we got men out here thinking that taking care of a home, it's too much. It's too much. It's too, baby. It's just too. It's too for me. Too much for me. And it needs to change. And I'm gonna work on, I have so many videos planned on this. I got some of the men in my life who have experienced toxic femininity, who have laid down and died for a bitch just to get run over by the bitch, okay? I know I said it once, but I have different perspectives of manhood in my life. And I see toxic femininity at work all the time, every day. It's demonic. Thought processes like this are demonic. Think about what we are saying. A man needs to take care. So a woman is a child for the rest of her life? And I've seen it. I've seen men taking care of women. The woman got ADHD, and that's cool. But even women having ADHD ain't even a thing that we can accept. She got ADHD. She always keeping the house junky. She can't clean up after herself. She can't do one thing. But I'm out. Did you get it? Because I got it. And I'm going to give it to you. You know who ain't got it? Steve. Did you get it, Steve? You may have gotten it by now, because I don't know when you recorded this. You didn't have it then, baby. This ain't the way. This is not the way. I gotta go.